Video response, sort of, kind of. Complimentary video, maybe. To the Zero guy. Yeah, Zero Glacier guy. I did a video titled Sorry But Life Sucks regarding Alexander Kurtz. Yeah, well, yeah, that about says it, doesn't it? Cigarette. Yeah, I needed that. Yeah, somebody gave me a couple of cigarettes. Yeah. Really, some progress today. At least they fixed the lines out by the road, and it's getting closer. The house is connected to the rest of the line, so that's good. That problem is hopefully resolved. So, maybe tomorrow I'll have electricity again. And I have a mess to clean up still. But anyway, it'll be a lot better, hopefully. It'll be better than this mining thing, which has really, these little lamps you put on your head. People laugh at me, but man, it really does make it survivable. It's quite doable, if you have some kind of light. I know this isn't the video, right? So I'm just talking about this bullshit, but it's not that bad, really. You can suffer through some of this shit. It's just your little curiosities. It's like this computer screen, like having the computer. I have the Wi-Fi from next door. Is really it's interesting in the effect it's had on me. It's like really good that I have something to listen to, some videos, but there's nothing to listen to. I mean, searching for videos and nobody's making any damn videos. Nothing even close to interesting. So I went back to Stanford University, was listening to physics lectures. But anyway, which is good. I mean, it's a good use of my time. Not terrible. Anyway, except all that mask just makes you insane. You got to do the preliminary work to be able to do that shit. Sorry, I have to put the cigarette out somewhere. But anyway, the point I'm making is that having this computer is sort of a liability, just because the screen is so bright that it screws up your eyes. And so now when I go try to do something, my eyes aren't as good as they were when I didn't have any light, and all I had was these little lights. Then I could see better, and so I could do more in the house, which is just kind of a funny, it's just the ironies. Life has these ironies. There's a word for that, when you have to pay for it. Like, no matter what you do, no matter if it's an improvement, it always comes with some sort of penalty. And that's sort of the Sorry But Life Sucks theme. Is that this game is it's the game that's broken, and that's the subject. It's the game, and people keep wanting to make it personal. And I keep getting this shit too, like we want to kill everybody because we say people should find something else to do with their time besides having babies, that having babies is not a good idea. They just shouldn't do it unless you really, 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 really have in some way proven to yourself that you have the competence to do this, that you have the right to take on the responsibility and the implication of it, which is that you're perpetuating a replicating engine, that you're going to create more Adam and Eves in the world. It's a hell of a thing to be doing, and you ought to have a hell of a good reason and have something to do with something other than your ego, for sure, and your needs. That's just bullshit. Because it is an imposition. There's no way around that bottom line. But anyway, yeah, it's really not about killing people. It's just about not replicating, not having children. So again, stay on the subject. And the subject is this basic idea of what is the function of life, and the fact that it doesn't really have a function, that we're redundantly playing out a silly chase game. And maybe you can see purpose in playing tic-tac-toe forever, but that's the only game there is. There is no chess to be played. There is no higher game. There's no higher order. There's no place to migrate to. Our intelligence only has one function, and that is to satisfy crude dilemmas created by our sentient being, our ego, and our needs. And the bottom line is are you smart enough to rise above your needs, or are you going to make your intelligence a servant to your needs? I mean, that's all there is here. There's nothing more complicated than that. I mean, either you believe in doing the right thing, or you believe in doing the selfish thing. But the two things are not the same thing. You're not going to derive the right answer by asking your organs what the solution to the problem is. You have to. The only organ that matters is their brain, and you have to apply it, and you have to apply it as a well-informed instrument, not one diluted by nonsense and ideals and hopes and wishes and dreams and bullshit. And there's just so much bullshit built into the game. The stuff that you think matters, the stuff that hooks you, the stuff that has hooked you for reasons that if you analyze them, you can see they are not meaningful reasons. They are trivial, superficial, crude, and even in some ways quite ugly. You'll like something because you like the violence, or you like the, even that's a good verb right there. I mean, that's a good one right there, just the violence of it. We like things for really rotten reasons, and we even love things for stupid reasons, trivial, superficial, crass reasons. So this idea, so that was one of the themes in his response, was this, first it was this idea that, we want to kill everybody, which is just bullshit. We're going to kill you as if there's no other choice. If Frankenstein won't stop making Frankenstein monsters by request, then you have to do something, but we both can't win. There is no compromise here. We're defending the right not to be forcibly imposed, to keep being put in the chair. We don't put ourselves in the chair. It's not our idea, it's your idea. You put us in the chair, and then you say we have to play your tic-tac-toe game. Let's understand that it's tic-tac-toe, high stakes. You're playing for everything. Life, death, suffering, misery, torture, torment. Real things are involved in this game we're playing. And we're playing it in a context that no rational person could not concede is preposterously stupid. We see that we see how your fate is decided by what country you're born in, who your parents are, what level of prestige they have, or ownership in the society they have. All these things will decide whether you have good fortune or bad fortune. It will be decided by these things, not by your merit, not by your integrity, not by your work ethic, not by anything of meaning. Just silly, stupid, dumb luck decides most. The substance, 99% of the outcome was going to be dictated by that kind of bullshit, and that's just bullshit. And anybody with a brain should be able to admit that that's not a proper game. And so if we really diagram the game of life, especially the game of civilized human, quote-unquote, joke, ironic all over the place because we aren't anywhere close to it, you'd look at the game and you'd say, it's like I said, you can metaphor it and try to undo the metaphor. It's a preposterous game. If it was soccer to the death and you decide who won by flipping coins or untying somebody's shoes, or putting blindfolds on them and expecting them to go into the ring and box. If we did things like this, if we created all the unfairnesses and all the preposterous nonsense that is in the game of life, all the good and bad luck, genetic code deciding whether you get cancer or not, all this other crap, this arbitrary crap that decides your fate. If we had any sport that was decided that way, you would see it as obnoxious. You would see it as ugly and abusive. And horrifically abusive. You'd say, what is this? You're gonna decide who wins and loses based on these silly, idiotic luck standards, spinning some kind of preposterous, sadistic wheel with good and bad fortune written all over it, and you're gonna call that a sensible thing? You're gonna play that game? You're gonna let your kid spin that wheel? You do it, but I'm just saying you do it because you're ignorant and stupid. You don't do it because you understand what you're doing. And so don't defend it. Don't sit there and tell me you made some conscious, rational choice, that you appreciated the risk. Because even if you acknowledge the fact that risk exists, then you're likely one of these nihilist lunatics who doesn't think it means anything. It doesn't matter whether 6 million people die in a war, or 6 billion, or 6 trillion. It's all the same to you because you don't think there's any difference between, gasping for breath, suffering with some horrific disease, or lying in some pleasure palace with 50-foot screen TV. No, there is a difference. And if you can't figure out there's a difference, then you're just too stupid. Just too stupid. Sorry, but you're just too stupid. Maybe I should title this video that. Because there's just too many of you you're just being too stupid, and you're being too stupid on purpose. You're not as stupid as you're being. You're just being obnoxious, and your obnoxiousness is making you pretend that you're too stupid. And you'll say stupid things like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, right, sure it doesn't. Come on, it's just irrational nonsense. What else? Yeah, that was probably enough. But, it is disappointing. There isn't more happening. There's not much conversation to stimulate one. And it's all, if you get any kind of counter-argument, it's always the same kind of stupid counter-arguments. Well, what if there's a magic diamond that we need to go out into the universe and polish? It's not gonna, no, there is no magic anything. There's no magic other purpose. You're just playing the same game. It's a simple game. Get hungry, get horny, chase, get, die. I mean, there's just nothing else happening here, and just concede, just admit the simple truth that you are driven by your addictions, by deprivations inside of you. The deprivation is not in the circumstance, it is not in the universe. There is no plea or need to perpetuate the need mechanism. There's no need to keep creating need. I mean, how simple can it be put? There's no need. There's no rationally definable need to keep creating unneeded need. It just isn't. I mean, you can't argue with that. You can't rationally argue with a simple statement. There's no need to be served. We are not the key to the magic door leading to the phantasmagorical super place. There is no super place. There's ego. There's competition. We're designed to be gladiating machines where we get off on trivial and meaningless victories over our fellow humans. We feel good about ourselves often for the most disgusting and base reasons. I mean, you can see it in your psychology. Do not pretend to me that you do not do this, that you do not have these wheels turning. It's just, this is just such bullshit. And to make it all personal somehow is just stupid. It's a conversation about what is the game of life. What is happening here with these biological organisms? And they are unintelligent design. That is the rule. Unintelligent design playing a horrific, high-stakes game with no rational, sensible rules of fairness or justice or deserve or any of that. Nothing, no accountability to what is right and wrong, what is suitable. You can't make somebody else's pain. You can't make your birthday cake out of their blood. And that's how we exist here. We exist in this biosphere because all these little sentient creatures are existing in this little torture chamber where every day they go through all kinds of horror. Mites eat their eyeballs, and all kinds of crap happens to them, and they don't get any morphine, and they don't get any release. They just suffer and then die. And it's on us. It's the blood we make our stupid little cupcakes out of and have our little silly parties and clap and go yay yay happy happy. And it's just it's bullshit. It's a lie. It's unfair. It's mean. It's nasty. Just these are truths here. This is what the game is. There's no other description of the game. Every component you have is a function of a biological game of evolution, a gladiator game. I'm going to say it over and over again, but you can't undo it. You can't argue against the simple truth of it. And it's the whole mechanism of your psychology. You're a vicious creature. You're not a wonderful thing. You're a vicious creature. A selfish, poorly motivated, crudely motivated beast. And, to take it back to the personal again, too, it's not about what I've experienced or what this or what that. Because it's a conclusion I drew very early. It didn't. I didn't have some lie stuck in my head that demanded a justification. So I didn't need to justify life. So I could just look at it and simply say, "This is it." Who thought this up? This doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense from day one. It had no sensible answers to any reasonable questions. Why is this? You'd ask the question and you get a stupid answer because God says so. Well, what the fuck is that? What is he thinking? We don't question what he thinks. And the atheists just say, nature says so. Nature's been doing it for 4 billion years, so it must be right. Somehow nature knows what it's doing. Well, can I see nature's driver's license? Can I see its high school diploma? Can I see some evidence that it knows what the fuck it's doing? Because I haven't seen any of that. There's nothing logical. There's nothing fair built into the game. There's no justice. There's no deserve. Deserve has nothing to do with it. Well, why are we playing a game where deserve has nothing to do with it? Where you give gold medals and deserve doesn't have anything to do with it. Sounds like crap to me. So anyway, no, that's enough of a video, I believe. So thank you very much, and till next time. Yeah, I'll try to get to whatever my new thing will be. I don't know what my new thing will be, but it'll be some sort of new thing I'll do. But it seems like it has to happen, right? Because you have to change something. Because this isn't working, but so it'll be some kind of new thing. I don't know exactly what the new thing will be, but it will be a new thing. I'll wear a hat. I don't know. I did that. I tried hats. Hats didn't work either. But anyway, I'll work on it. Or not. I mean, I'll think on it. I did think, really, I had some great thinking dreams. Both physics and economic stuff. But it's just so annoying because, it just slips away from you. Even in the dream, I could feel myself struggling. I'm saying, I know I got it. I got something really important here. And I just couldn't make it perfectly clear enough where I can say now, oh yeah, I get what the dream. But there was something there that was really something valuable. So I have to keep working on my brain to try to glean that value. But it was there. I could feel it. Yeah.